model conduct. Our book club thrives on respect, trust, and ethical behavior. We foster an environment where everyone's voice is heard and valued. Together, we engage in thoughtful discussions, ask insightful questions, and challenge our assumptions, all the while treating each other with kindness and empathy. Welcome to the High Life Experience.
Yes, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Higher Learning HighLife Book Club. My name is Tramika.
And I am Mr. HighLife Film. What's going on, beautiful people?
Yes, we in the building. And as you guys know, we do these live book reads every single Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon. We call this lunchtime read. So this is the perfect time to grab your lunch and your book. We're currently reading Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. And today, we're doing an overview today. Yeah. So we just finished with the book yesterday, and we're going to be talking about some of the things that we took away from the book that we're going to be implementing from here on out that, really pretty much just touched us. So super excited to get into it. And our next book is going to be
A Tsunami by Ash Cash is Answers. All right, so make sure you get your copy today. Just scan that QR code right there on the screen. Also, the link will be in the book club as well as in the chat. Tsunamis, money, ownership, and business lessons, a step-by-step guide on how to implement each principle. This is really a good book. Ash is going to come tomorrow. He's going to bless us with his presence tomorrow and answer some questions. Talk about the book, how to implement the book, and everything you got going on. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. All right. So
yeah,
that book, Tsunamis.
See, the thing about this next book with Ash Cash is I love the fact how it has a reading portion, but then it has a call to action portion.
Your favorite.
Like it has the action plan. We not only just reading, but we truly taking action. So super excited to get into that book. This live book read is brought to you by HighLife Property Solutions, which is a real estate investment company here in the Jacksonville area where we buy and we sell houses. We also broker a life insurance agency where we help families and businesses protect their assets through life insurance and different retirement strategies. So if you are interested in any of the following services, make sure that you do reach out to us and we'll take care of you.
This live book read is brought to you by HighLife Films and Photography, your #1 real estate photography company. We specialize in listing photos, investment photos, 3D virtual tours, aerial photos, and everything real estate content creation related. So if you need any of these services, go to comejointhehighlife.com and book your session today. Come join the High Life.
This live book read is brought to you by Studio 202, which was established to unite creatives and provide entrepreneurs the ability to collaborate and align within the Jacksonville community. Studio 202 exists to create impact while changing the narratives on how they develop, promote, and network in business. So if you are looking to host any events, any celebrations, any parties, make sure that you get with Studio 202 and the link will be below.
We had an official book of the Higher Learning HighLife Book Club, HighLife 8 Keys to Living an Abundant Life. If you are a member of the book club, you definitely need to get you a copy or two. And remember, it's not just a self-help book. It is a guide that will take you on a transformative journey towards discovering your true potential and unlocking the secrets to living an abundant life. Get your copy at www.highlifestateofmind.com. We got those Higher Learning HighLife Book Club shirts available in 22 different colors. We have the Put Some Respect on Your Mind shirt, Don't Hate Me Cause I'm High shirt, the HighLife brand shirt, and some exclusive limited edition shirts. So go to the website, don'thatemecauseimhigh.com, fill up your cart, and before you check out, just because you guys are part of the book club, if you put in the promo code Book Club, you get 15% off your order, or if you put in the promo code Bookworm, you get completely free shipping. So don't delay, get your gear today. We are also accepting sponsors for the Higher Learning HighLife Book Club, where we say this live book read is brought to you by Answer Your Business Here. We talk about your business, how amazing it is, all the value you bring to the marketplace, and why people need to patronize you. If that's something that you're interested in, the link for that will be in the chat as well as in the group. We are also accepting donations for our biannual Higher Learning HighLife Book Club Scholarship Fund. If that's something that you would like to donate to, the link for that will be in the chat as well as in the group. And if you know someone who would be a great recipient, the link for that will be in the chat as well as in the group.
Oh, that thing was jamming. Oh, word of the day. We did not change the word of the day. How about that? Well, actually, the word of the day is figure outable. Figure outable. All right. So figure outable is the adjective originated by Marie Forleo. And the definition is capable of being understood or solved through creativity, persistence, and a proactive mindset, embodying the belief that all challenges have solutions. All right. So figure outable. We done made a definition for it. Putting a sentence in the group. We got some sentences. We got once you embrace the truth that every challenge is figure outable, you unlock the world of limitless possibilities and creativity. All right. So make sure you guys put a sentence in the group, share it. If you see someone else put a sentence in the group, make sure you show them some love. Or you can share it on your personal page or your story and just tag the HighLife HighLife Book Club, and we will repost that thing, show you some love. And also make sure you guys follow us on TikTok and Instagram at HighLife Book Club. And today we're going live on YouTube.
Yeah.
We're taking away on YouTube. So make sure you guys follow us and support, follow, like, share, all that good stuff that they say in the YouTube videos. All that stuff.
Definitely like, share, and comment for sure. All right. So put some respect on your mind. What's going on? How y'all feeling? How y'all doing? If you have any wisdom that you would like to share, any quotes that might have hit you this morning that you would like to share, or any wins from this week, you can go ahead and put it in the comments below. You can get off mute if you are in Zoom. How y'all feeling today? Hey, Miss Tony. Hey, Keisha. Hey, Kiera. Everybody in Facebook and on YouTube.
I feel good. So I have a short story to tell. So this morning I started back working out. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a walk, right? And I got my little walk on and I stopped at Maple Street and then I walked back home. So when I was walking back home, I was tired, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I was tired. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. I feel like I'm so far away from home. So I literally stopped on the curb and I sat down. And then I looked to my left and I was like, wait a minute, I'm right down the street. And I was like, about to give up and say, you know what? I'm about to catch an Uber or something because I feel like I'm too far. But I coordinate that with, the fact of like, I've been feeling a little defeated sometimes with real estate and just business in general and accomplishing goals. So I was like, now if I gave up now, and if I would have gave up and I was right down the street, I would have wasted my $20, $10 catching an Uber. I could just finish the walk. And I'm almost home. Like I was I was literally like 0.6 miles away, but I wasn't used to like the area that I had, the way that I walked. So I didn't see nothing that I recognized usually. And I was just like, dang, I'm almost home. So I just said, you know what? Can't never give up because you almost at that point where it's figure outable. The word of the day.
Yes. You was already almost done.
Yeah. Key right here today we came up with that. So Key, we was sitting at dinner time with the kids, and Carlos is the youngest of the crew, and sometimes he likes to talk during dinner. He likes to conversate. He's the conversational one at dinner time. So he's usually the last one to finish. And so this dinner, I guess, it was extra good. And we looked at his plate. He was almost done. He said, "We were like, Carlos, be quiet and just eat your food." He said, "Man, I'm already almost done." And we've been riding out with that ever since he said that. When I tell you, I'm getting somebody to design me a shirt right now so I can put on some shirts. We're gonna have a already almost done crew.
Yeah, that's true. It's just like you just gotta keep going, when you usually so close. What's that saying that, it's a saying that you almost close, and if you give up, then you're gonna miss your opportunity.
Be free from gold.
There you go. Right there. Congratulations. That's a win, though. You got up this morning and you walked. How many miles you walked this morning?
I ain't walked far. I ain't gonna lie. I walked like 2 miles, but then I had took a stop And I took a long way there and a long way back home. So I'm like, is this tracking? Because I forgot to track it. I'm like, is this tracking right? But it was definitely something that I need to start back doing. I used to like work out every morning, but I had to stop working out. So I'm trying to get back in the groove.
Yeah, that's good. You
Yeah,
gotta start somewhere. Yeah, you gotta
Most
start
definitely.
somewhere, and then now you know your limit. You know exactly how you can push yourself and how far you can really go. You probably didn't even know until you take them first couple steps, and you know what I'm saying. Then even it's even cool when you go work out or go for a walk and you have to sit down. I remember when we climbed that mountain that one
Oh
time.
my God.
Hey, it took us 3 hours to climb a mountain, and it looked like the mountain was probably like a mile. If you walked it straight, it was like a mile, right?
Really?
It wasn't that far, but
Mhm.
it was up.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
I tell you, we was sitting down on the way. We was like some real tourists. Like we sat down, took a break.
Sightseeing.
Even the people that usually be on the mountain, like work out on the mountain, they was breathing hard. So it was like it's okay to sit down. You know what I'm saying? You gonna get it in, but just the fact that you're out there, you taking an assessment of your life, and you know that that's gonna help you in your business. Why? Like if you can do that, you can do anything. So
Yeah, and it also helped me just clear my mind and organize my thoughts. And then I kept forgetting to go to one of the local banks here. I was like, oh shoot, let me stop by there, you know, and set me up an appointment. So I mean, it was a good walk. It was definitely, well needed. So
nice. Okay. See,
Nice.
handling business on the wall. We used to call it driving for dollars. We call it walking for dollars now.
Walking for dollars. What? We be walking for dollars. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, I done did that before too.
But when you take long strolls, like you get the opportunity to listen to, podcasts, audio books, like, you
Your
get the
thoughts.
opportunity, your thoughts as well. And by the time you get from point A to point B, you be like, dang, okay, I'm done already.
Mhm.
So yeah, I love it. Thank you so much, Keith,
Yeah.
for sharing. Us.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely a win.
Yeah.
Definitely a win for the day. Go ahead, Miss Tani.
Good afternoon. Before I give our quote of the day, just a little put some respect on your mind. This whole week at work has been really like challenging because one client after another either no shows or they have to cancel. And yesterday my day was full, and by the end of the day, my day only consisted of one client. And one was because of an emergency, and that was totally understandable. Here at the office, yesterday I told y'all about the one lady with the health issue, and it just it kind of took a little bit out of me, but I was still grateful for the day. And then today started off the same exact way. Just about. A client just no showed. So then I, started at 11. But in that time I got a chance to sit and just think. But today I'm going to do something similar to what Kiera did. I'm going to the causeway and just recharge. I'm gonna start another book that I bought at the bookstore. I forget the name of it, but I'll post it later. Just to get my mind right and just still be grateful. Even though these things arise, I'm still grateful that I have at least one person that I can touch during the day, because it only takes one to make a difference. So, you don't have to have all the clients, although we want to have all the clients. But in days like this, when we have one, maybe two, those are days that we are really, really grateful for, because we have touched those one or two people's lives. So with that being said, let me give our quote of the day. It says, what we have got to know so far as possible are the things that actually happen in the world. Then, with that much clear and open to every reader, the philosopher and prophet has a chance to interpret these facts. And that quote is by W.E.B. Du Bois, and he was an American scholar, sociologist, educator, and writer. born in 1868, passed away in 1963.
Well, you almost got him a whole 100, boy.
He lived a long and nice
Okay.
life.
Okay, that's what's up.
And I think we read about him, didn't we? Like a few quotes that he quoted. Yeah. Thank you
And
so
he has a few quotes throughout my little book here. This is like the second one that I posted of his. But I love, all of these quotes. And this one really kind of speaks to what we do as a group every day.
Mm-hmm. You gotta know you get them facts, then you can broaden on them facts. You can build on that, and you can see it from different paradigms. I love how everybody how they different. We'll read something one thing one way, and then everybody has a different interpretations of how it works for them in their life, and it just opened up your like you were saying the other day, like it's bigger than just the city. Like once you show somebody the outside, like I love taking my kids to the beach because once they see them big old houses, they can't unsee it. Now the whole conversation is different. It ain't like the houses around the neighborhood. Not to say they're bad houses, but they're not those big old mansions on the beach. You know what I'm saying? With the amazing view, you wake up to the sunrise, and the sun is your alarm clock type of deal. You go walking on the beach instead of walking around the hood. You know what I'm saying? It's a little different. It hit different. You know what I'm saying? So just to even like what Mr. Tanya was saying, just having the one client. Those are also the days where you just sharpen your skills. You watch, you read that book, you watch that podcast, you know what I'm saying, you try a different technique, you order something different that you want to try. You know what I mean? Like that, it's never a loss. Especially in business, there's no bad day. It's a bad day if you make it a bad day, but if you actually intentional about what you're doing, there's always something to do. When it comes to business, there's always something to do, even on a slow day.
So then every client is not for you.
That might be a blessing.
Hey, you hear
Because
me?
you ain't want to touch that little nasty stuff in, but no.
You know what? But just to kind of hit a little bit on what Miss Tony was saying in regards to the book. So Five Below got some good books, y'all. Okay. I went to Five Below the other day and got a few books, and I actually went in there because I was going to a birthday party and it was close by. It was like literally in the same plaza. So I said, let me go to Five Below because I needed to get some. And every time I go in this store, I always go look at their books. Every time I go in any store, like I go straight to the book section.
Go to Goodwill, go straight to the book.
Go straight to and listen, you talk me. I'm like, they got good books in Goodwill. But yeah, so it just kind of reminded me, Miss Tanya, what you were saying. I just purchased a few good books, so I'm gonna make sure I go and tune in to them. Yeah.
Yes. And I have my money fan today. Actually, this is Jasmine's money fan. She let me borrow it a few days ago, and I have not given it back yet. And it has all these Benjamin Franklins on it.
Beard.
Yes. So we are going to go ahead. We're going to get into it, y'all. Some of the takeaways. So we just finished with, we just finished with the book. Everything is figureoutable. I mean, how did y'all enjoy this book first and foremost? Like, this is a good book, right? This is a really good book.
I like the potty mouth.
The potty mouth? Like, she kept it so real.
I like that. I like when somebody don't be trying to keep, some people are just, they want to give you a message, but they're going to keep it corporate. They're going to keep it nice and,
she ain't care.
I could tell she hang around Gary Vee. That's why I first saw her was on Gary Vee show. And they just talk a little, like, it's like barbershop talk, kind of like a sailor kind of / saloon talk. So I just love the authentic, how she speaks, and you can tell she's speaking from someone who's actually going through the things that she was teaching us in the book. It was a few parts of the book where I got so many notes in here, it's ridiculous. But one of my favorite parts was about books. When she said on page 83, it was in the eliminating excuses chapter. What chapter was that? Yeah, like chapter 4 or something like that.
And the fact that she got the insight to action challenges too.
Yeah, so chapter 4 on page 83, it says, no matter what it is you want to learn, your answer likely already exists. It's already been explained in a book, online, or in some form of media, or it can be learned directly from another person through a class, tutoring, mentorship, apprenticeship, etc. Or you might arrive at an aha moment through meditation, prayer, journaling, or even a spontaneous insight in the shower. So I just love how she talked about there's no excuse why you can't learn something. Like there's no excuse why. Like it's so. I remember back in the day we used to have to go to the library. First off, I had an encyclopedia, so that's alphabetical order. First, you gotta know how to spell it to look it up to let you know that. There ain't no Google ain't no spell check. So first off, you gotta know how to spell it if you want to look it up. So that right there, it kind of like there's a barrier. So how am I gonna know what I need to know if I don't even know how to spell it? You know what I mean? So right there, but now they got books, they got YouTube, they got mentorship, they got so many different tools and stuff that we can use where the question that I had said it the other day was, soon as you ask the question is the moment you get the answer. You got the answer. I'm talking about the answer is right there in front of your face. You just have to go look for it now. It's like somebody say, I got $1 million for you, but I'm gonna put it in that pile of hay right there. You gonna go look for that $1 million. You know it's there. They say, hey, if you can find out where it's at, it's yours. Guess what you gonna do? You finna if you got to go click through it with some tweezers, you gonna take your time because you know it's there. And that goes for all our dreams and anything that we want to learn or any level we trying to get to the next level in our business. Like it's as soon as you ask, it's all about the question. More than the answer is asking the better questions. If you ask the wrong questions, you'll get wrong answers. The right answer to the wrong question. But just asking better questions, get the answer so your thought process can, that's good. I think that's good. That was like one of my favorite parts of the book, though, when it talked about anything that talked about getting more knowledge. I think I'm a hoarder of knowledge.
Yeah, definitely a hoarder of knowledge. Like always learning, always want to learn, always putting yourself in the environment to learn. Because if you're not learning, she talked about, the fix or the fix mindset and then the growth mindset and the difference between the two. And how when you're in a fixed mindset, all you're thinking about is what you already know. You're not looking to gain, additional information that, you don't know, or even challenging your beliefs. Because a lot of the times we gain our beliefs from other people, whether it's our parents, whether it's our teachers, and sometimes we don't challenge these beliefs. And I love the fact that she said, challenge your belief. Whatever it is that you feel like you believe, ask yourself why a couple times. And you're gonna get
Carlos to ask you.
Or get Carlos to ask. My son, listen, he's a true salesperson. Like when I tell you,
why can't I have that?
Naturally sales.
Why can't I go outside right now? I don't mind taking another bath. I'm okay with that.
But yes, he said that yesterday. So but I love the fact that she has the insight to action challenge in the book. So after every chapter, she has the insight to action challenges. So I think that right there was really good because she has some thought-provoking questions that really allow you to exercise, like, where you want to be, what it is that you want to do, and how you're going to get there. So I love that. Yeah, instead of just
read and getting a couple of nuggets here and there, she got some actionable steps
But one of the things that truly stood out to me was on page 111, where she was talking about how failure is just an event. It's not a characteristic. People can't be failures, you're not a failure and can never be one. And she just pretty much just saying that, you may win or I win, I learn. However, I never lose because it's always like an experience, right? You're experimenting, you're going to make mistakes. And now you know what it is that you need to do better next time so that you won't have to make that mistake. And I love actually learning from other people's mistakes so I know what not to do. And that right there, that's truly the key. But I like how she broke down, about failure is just an event, because sometimes when you quote unquote, you say, oh yeah, so yes, so she actually made a definition. But when you quote unquote fail at a certain thing, you think that, oh, okay, well, since I didn't get it right, I failed at this thing. I failed, and it's no. So the definition for fail, she said, think about the word fail like this. It's a faithful attempt in learning. That's it. A faithful attempt in learning. It's nothing to fear and nothing to avoid. From this perspective, failure is not a glitch in your figure outable journey. It's a must-have feature. As cliche as it sounds, you can only truly fail if you stop learning and growing. So that was one of the things that
Figure out how not to do it.
That really stood out to me.
Who said that? Was that Benjamin Franklin or was it Einstein? Somebody who did all the patents. He said, I figured out 10,000. I didn't figure out how not. I figured out 10,000 ways not to do it.
Was it Einstein?
Who had all the patents? Was it?
It was one of them creators and inventors.
Edison. Wow.
I see we got a couple hands up, and if you are in YouTube, I see we got a couple people joining us in YouTube as well. Welcome. Go ahead and put your takeaways in the comment as well. Share this video, like this video, comment below. Let us know what you're taking away. And our next hand is going to be Keisha. What's going on, Keisha?
Hey y'all. Yeah, to go off your takeaway truth, I agree, like there's no such thing as failure. It's kind of like a scientific experiment. You'll come up, well, and also the HighLife shirt too, the plot, strategize, it's just like that. You gotta go through the steps and see if it works. And if it doesn't, then you just gotta reevaluate yourself and then go back and do it again. So that's all things of life. But my takeaway is actually in chapter 2, pretty much all of chapter 2. But I'm gonna just go and let's do number 1. So where it says train your brain for growth, I like where she said, next time, instead of saying, I know this already, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Because we can always learn something from everything, even if we feel like it's pointless, And I really like that she put that in there. And she also has a graph that says, instead of saying, I know this already, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? And instead of saying, this won't work for me, ask yourself, how can this work for me? And so, like, basically not accepting no for an answer. Like, okay, yeah, this don't seem like it fits my ideology right now, but how can I make it work for what I'm trying to do in life? So, yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, that right there is key.
Mindset shift right there.
It's truly, and that's how you continue to grow. Just asking yourself questions, like how you were saying earlier, instead of being a student of life. What's funny? So whenever I learned this, some time back. But whenever I'm having a conversation with someone and they're telling me something that I already know, instead of me saying, "Oh yeah, I already know that," I just listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just listen because obviously, we having this conversation. I want to see what else they know that I may not know, or you can just learn a lot just from listening. You ain't got to tell people everything that you know.
I have that problem with my daughter. I have to tell my daughter, you ain't gotta let everybody know you know everything. I feel like she been here before y'all, and I think she know that she been here before too. So she feel like she need to tell everybody. She's our resident Siri.
Yeah,
so we don't have to ask Siri nothing. We just gotta say a question, and then my daughter will come out. She could be in the other room. She will come out and give the answer. She'll jump in the conversation. I'm like, baby, everybody ain't gotta know that you know everything. You just gotta listen sometimes. I tell her that when she's at school, like, observe, be an observer. Like, the more you observe, the more you learn. You ain't got to be the all eyes on me, y'all, all eyes on me. Look at me. I know. That I know attitude. When I was younger, they get you knocked off. That's what we call it back in the day. They get you knocked off. Because now you got more haters than you need, and you got unnecessary haters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just hating on you because you feel that you know everything, even though you don't know enough. Because the more you know, the more you're gonna know that you don't know anything.
You know what I'm saying? And then people, oh, she thinks she know everything.
Oh God! Yeah. Like you see, we call her our resident Siri, so she know it all. If it's a question to be answered, Aaliyah gonna tell you the answer, even if she don't know. She gonna figure it out with you.
Elisa said, I learned that with old people because they tell the same story. They tell the same stories, but each time it'd be something different.
Oh, you need to tell me what's going on with that. It's so tough.
You hear me?
Like watching Get Out twice.
Ooh. I had to watch that like 3 times. I'm like, and every time you watch it, you get something from it.
Something different.
Goodness. Thank you so much, Keisha, for that takeaway. And our next hand is Miss Tunny. Go ahead, Miss Tunny.
I actually have 2 chapters that were my favorite. That's chapter 5 and chapter 9. But chapter 5 overrules chapter 9 for me. What I like about chapter 5 is her insight to action challenge. The entire chapter really spoke to me because I used to be that person that was afraid to do things. And once I start letting go of the fears, I learned that I'm able to do a lot of things. But one thing that I did during this chapter as we were reading it, I made just about everything she spoke about as far as failure, I made it personal for me. So, like I wrote out to the side on page 91, and it was something we talked about that I think it was possibly this quote here, but I wrote out to the side, I fail towards greatness. And, every day I think that's what I strive to do, is fail towards greatness, because I can learn a lot from my failures. I mean, I have in my lifetime, I have. But on page 113, when she 112 and 113, when she started these insight to action challenge questions, I think my favorite question or my favorite topic was number 6, leverage your language. And it says, if saying that you feel terrified, stressed, afraid, anxious, or nervous tends to get you frozen or overwhelmed, rename it. Borrow sushi or noonie, or come up with your own new word. Hint, strive for something that sounds ridiculous. So when we were talking about that, it was something somebody said, and I put, your words will make you laugh, and laughter minimizes your fear. So if I laugh about it, it kind of lessens what is going on in the situation. And then I'm able to get it done, and then I can overcome it. But I just really like this chapter because she taught us a lot about how to get over fear. Fear does not exist. We make it exist. We in our minds, we come up with things, and we say, I'm scared to do this, I'm scared to do that. Like the first time I rode on an airplane, I was terrified until I got on there, and the first thing I wanted to do was get a drink and relax. I didn't even need the drink. All I did was look out the window and saw the clouds, and I was in a relaxed mode. So, I got over that fear of flying. Um, but, in life, we all have to fail towards greatness, and always, as Denzel said in one of his speeches, fail forward. We don't fail backward, we fail forward. And mistakes are just stepping stones to our success in life. So that's my takeaway for chapter 5.
Yeah.
Chapter 5 was that bomb. Even the part where she was
Yes.
talking about what was it? Nothing has meaning besides the meaning we give it. Like that part, like, oh yes, you know what I mean. So definitely the sushis and the noonies and the
Sushi. Yeah.
And then, just to give what Mr. Owen always says on page 95, because I quoted him a few times there. It says, fear is not the enemy, but what if I succeed? Don't worry about the failure. What if I succeed? Because Mr. Owen always says that when he talks about going to that, I guess that corrections facility and speaking in front of those people. And he was talking about, what if he failed? But the person said, but what if you succeed?
Okay, how many lives you gonna change?
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Mr. Owen. Mr. Owen is actually on a flight right now, flying up to New York. So safe travels to him, blessings to him. We sending positive energy and healing your way, Mr. Owen.
Yeah.
And I know that he's gonna watch this replay. So yes, safe travels. But yeah, that is true. Like, what if you succeed? You know, like because we always think about, the negative.
Storytelling,
We be telling ourselves so many stories.
J.K. Rowling's in this thing, boy. Whole Harry Potter, why it's not gonna work, boy. Like, golly, you wrote all that? Okay, let's flip it and see what that look like. Keep that same energy you had for the failure. Let me see what it look like if you succeed. What that sound like?
And the thing about it is the fact that she said, what's the worst case scenario you imagine could happen if you moved ahead with your idea? Like, what is the absolute worst that can happen? Okay. And then she said, okay, keep going. And she said, okay, so what's the worst thing possible that could happen? Push yourself until you get to the basement of your fear. And then she said, take a look at what you've written. How likely do you think that it'll actually happen? Like, how likely do you think that it'll happen? Then she said, now write out the exact steps you would take to recover and rebuild if the worst of the worst did happen, in fact. And she said, now flip the script. And she said, what's the best case scenario? What are all the possible payoffs and upsides that can come from moving ahead? Write down as many as you can.
Mm-hmm.
So I love how she broke that down.
That'll make you rethink it.
And Miss Elisa is next. Go ahead.
Now, y'all know I love Miss Tiny Talk. She always give me some good old memories, Jesus God. So I remember that when I was a CNA, we had to wash patients when they were dead. And that was a big thing for me, to wash a patient while they were dead. I had never been in front of a dead body. And I was just they said, do the basic wash, how you do it. And I would remember me and my friend, we was washing this patient, the first patient ever, and I was putting lotion on the patient. And she looked at me and she grabbed my hand. She said, why are we putting lotion on a dead patient? I said, because that's what you normally do. She's like, I don't think they're going to be dry where they're going, Elisa. So with that laugh, that helped me laugh. And that helped me realize that when I do take care of dead patients, one of the things I do is put lotion on them, because it made me comfortable in laughing. Like, they're not going to need lotion in heaven. Just let it be, just wash them and do what you got to do. But it made me comfortable, knowing that I was taking care of somebody that was no longer here. So thank you for bringing up that memory, Miss Tanya. I appreciate that.
Man, that's powerful right there. Yeah. Like, you taking care of you taking care of somebody that is no longer here, but they here. Like, how would you want to be treated?
I was gonna say, hit my elbows for me too.
I'm saying? That be dry. I be having to, put some coconut oil on the thing.
When I go out, make sure y'all hit my elbows one last time. Even though I'm gonna be gone, just make sure, I want my elbows to be good. That's all. My kneecaps. Yeah, you got
it. Thank you so much, Elisa, for that. That is, and you are the perfect person to be teaching in your industry. Your compassion, your love for the industry is just, I haven't seen it, and I love that you just bring that energy and that spirit, because we need that. You always say, one day we gonna be patients. You never know. We may be patients. And ever since you said that, I was like, you know what, Elisa, I don't think about that, but you might be right. And hopefully not. But you just,
you gotta go in there sometime. Make sure everything working good.
Absolutely. So thank you so much. And Keisha, I see you got your hand up.
Yeah. I was gonna say, well, Miss Elisa, there's nothing wrong with you doing that, because best believe the family gonna be there at the service, nitpicking on everything, like why they lips dry, why they ever, so you are doing a service to the funeral home. Uh, but my takeaway also is chapter 8. I love all the quotes that she has in this book. Like they really hit. So on chapter 8, the where it says the perils of perfectionism, and the quote is by Ann Wilson Sheaf. Perfectionism is self-abuse of the highest order. That is so true because nobody is perfect, and that kind of goes off of another takeaway I had. My bad. I know I'm everywhere. That's just me. Um, where is it? I had it highlighted. But pretty much it was saying that what we say to ourselves speaks louder than anything else.
Or how you speak to yourself is how you is the most important way you speak, or something like that.
Yeah, and it's okay, our brains tend to, all right, this is chapter 3. Our brains tend to reinforce what we believe. So if we believe that we have to be perfect all the time, we just gonna drive ourselves crazy. You know, we have to learn like it's okay to make errors because nobody's perfect, and it's okay because that will help somebody else out in the future too who might think a certain way.
The
But
most
yeah,
powerful words in the universe are the words you say to yourself.
yes, that's what it was. I appreciate that, and I just found it too as soon as you said that. Yeah, I completely stick with that because me personally, I beat myself up a lot to the point to where I will get anxiety and I'll get nauseous feeling, the butterflies in the stomach because I felt like I always had to be perfect. And so this book has actually helped me out a lot with just understanding that it's okay to mess up. You know, nobody gonna be perfect. The first time it might not work out. It's okay to be a multi-talented entrepreneur or whatever that word was that she had used earlier in
Multi-passion.
the book. Yes, yeah. So I really love this book. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say words is they're powerful to yourself because somebody can say something to you, they can talk to you like you're a dog. You ain't got to take that. But when you talk to yourself like a dog, you ain't got no defense, buddy. Good luck. Now you beating yourself up and you ain't got nobody to defend you. You gotta defend yourself against yourself.
That's a
So
hard thing to do.
yeah, so it's like that's why the most powerful thing you can say, I can speak life into you all I want to. If I ain't speaking life into myself, like my words don't even have no power because I don't even speak life to myself. So I can't tell you nothing I ain't gonna tell myself. You know what I mean? So yeah, definitely I feel the same way. I actually the reason I knew what you were talking about because I had that page folded and that was gonna be one of my takeaways. So I knew that's how I got to it so quick because I knew that was a very powerful statement in the book. Like your words that you say to yourself is definitely the most important.
For sure. Progress, not perfection. You know, when I tell you she broke that, I don't know exactly what chapter that was. Was that chapter 8? No.
Perfection chapter?
Yeah, it was chapter 8.
It was chapter 8. Okay, yeah. Progress, not perfection. Yeah, she broke that down. She went into details. So I definitely recommend that you know, just going back to that chapter and reading it, you know, as often as possible because that actually helped me as well. But what about this 10-year test though? This 10-year test. I love how she broke that down. And she was like, matter of fact, it's a quote from the book by Jim Rohn. And he said there are 2 types of pain you will go through in life. He said the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. Discipline weighs ounces while regret weighs tons. He said in 10 years, or she said, ask yourself this question. Whatever idea that you have, whatever it is that you know you want to do, that you have any goals that you have set in 10 years, will I regret not doing this? And when I read that, I was like, Marie, you gotta talk that talk. Like literally, you know, I needed to hear that. But so with that being said, you know, stop waiting and start now. Like just start doing it. She
You
also
mess up though, like it's like you can look even when you get older and you look back, you know, I tried to do that thing one time and I messed it up real bad. You still gonna laugh about it, you still gonna be like, well, look at me now. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's never a loss, no matter what you do, even if you put yourself out there. I want to be a speaker. I go out there and I bomb the first day. That's like, hey, I'm gonna look back one day. I'm like, boy, I'm glad I bombed, boy, because now look at me now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta start somewhere.
And actually, she said that she had a story in the book where she actually had an event, her first event, and it was in the basement, and only 5 people showed, right? And those 5 people was her parents, and then her friend, and some random neighbors. And she was prepared though for the event. She thought that more people were going to show, but however, it allowed her to release, any type of fear, her worst event, she said, right? And that prepared her for future events because, but with that being said, we got a couple more hands. I'm gonna go ahead and get to these hands, and we're gonna go ahead and let Kiara go, and then we're gonna come back to you, Miss Tunny. Go ahead, Kiara.
When you were talking about just how you talk to yourself, my therapist called it the inner critic. And she was saying that how to control the inner critic. Although, I did not read this book, but I'm definitely going to go back and read this book. And she called it the inner critic. And she was just saying how it's important to understand how to control the inner critic and to redefine what execution is. Because I felt like, oh, I failed because I flipped the house, but it didn't sell. And she said, well, no, you didn't fail, because she looked at the pictures and she had saw like my progress and stuff. And she was just like, you made so much progress in this house. It's not a failure. You have to redefine what executing is. And she said, remember, like that's your inner critic telling you that you're a failure. So I think that like it's extremely important to like when you're talking to yourself to be able to differentiate the inner critic, which is that negative thoughts and that person telling you, oh, I failed, or oh, I did this, or oh, I did that wrong. That's the inner critic. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I was when we read that chapter. I think the morning of us reading that chapter, I was listening to the Untethered Soul, and I had told everybody when we had that read that day, I was like, like you talk about the inner critic, like it's a voice inside your head that's just continually talking. Like that's like having a whole. You imagine having your inner critic on the outside and it's sitting next to you on the couch, and it's telling you. That's like you got to say, "Hey man, shut up." Hello, and then the Untethered Soul, it said when you got a lot of noise going on in your head, or you just got like random thoughts that just ain't got nothing to do with what you got going on. It's just to inside your head say hello 3 times. Be like hello, 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 and I like I'm getting on a mic, and I'm like, hey, hello, hello, hello. I'm in control in here now. All right, now all that talking now, quiet down, quiet down. Okay, I'm in control, and you get back to self, and it's like. You're like right on time with like that. You gotta hush that inner critic up because, like I said, you're defending yourself against yourself.
Exactly.
You gotta play both sides.
Exactly.
Yes. Thank you so much for that takeaway. All right, Miss Tanya, what you got?
Now I want to move to chapter 9, my next favorite. Well, I'm gonna say chapter 5 and 9 was neck and neck. So, refuse to be refused.
Oh yeah.
That part.
That first quote really sets the tone for the whole chapter. You just can't beat the person who never gives up.
Mm.
You'll never be able to beat them. I don't care how hard you try, you won't be able to do it. You will kill yourself trying to beat the person who is never giving up.
Okay.
You're going to run out of breath. You're going to run out of everything trying to beat someone who will never give up. I'm that person. We all are those people. We ain't giving up on nothing. But I like the way she just taught us throughout this book. All of the quotes were very relevant to the book, but she just taught us, stand on what you believe, stand on what you want to do, and put action behind it, and refuse to be refused. You could get 1,001 no's, but all it takes is one yes to get what you want done. And Tyler Perry always says that he got so many no's in the start of his career, but that one yes made a difference. And he refused to be refused. He went on when people told him what he couldn't do. He still went on and did it. And I remember people telling me what I couldn't do. And I refused to be refused. And that leads me to Sonia Sotomayor's quote. Let me find it real quick. I forget what page it's on. The Supreme Court Justice. Oh, it says, in every position I've been in, there have been naysayers who don't believe I'm qualified or who don't believe I can do the work. And I feel, and I'm going to put emphasis on this, a special responsibility to prove them wrong. I have a special responsibility to prove folks wrong. Because I refuse to be refused.
That part, them parts, those parts. Thank you so much for that takeaway. I'm talking about this whole book. It's a takeaway. Shoot, just throw the whole book down and throw some paint on it. That's highlight.
Last night, it was something my daughter said. It was either last night or night before. And I told her, I just picked the book up because I had the book out on the balcony with me. And I said, everything is figure outable.
I just held it like this.
She just looked at me like, lady, put that book down and leave me alone. But I'm starting to use this, and I like how Marie, in every chapter, what did she tell us? Okay. Everything is figure outable. Every chapter she told us that.
Yeah. It is. It's like telling somebody to go Google it. Go figure it out. Figure it out. Everything's figured out. If you really want to figure something out, if you really got a question about something, if you really want to know, you'll figure it out.
I think when my kids ask, because my kids do this a lot, and I have all grown children, they'll ask me, Mom, how do you spell so-and-so? I think from now on, instead of telling them to go to dictionary.com, I'm going to just tell them everything is figure outable.
Don't repeat. Get a shirt that says, okay. That's what I was talking about. Yes. One thing I wanted to say too before we got out of here, it was one of my favorite parts. It was the eliminate excuses segment of the book. Mm-hmm. And it talked about, well, in the book, she says 2 types of people in the world. I said it was 3 types of people in the world, but then we figured out that it was 4 types of people in the world once me and Mr. Owens started talking. So there's 4 types of people in the world. But Marie says that there are 2 kinds of people in the world, those with reasons and those with results. Mm-hmm. I said it was 3 types of people in the world. It's people that make it happen, people that watch it happen, and people that wonder what happened. And Mr. Owens said there's 4 types of people, and the 4th person is people that try to stop it from happening. Which one are you? Yeah, I love this book, man. It's definitely one of my favorites. I'm glad I got to read this with y'all and share and hear the different takeaways, because I had highlights in my book before we started reading, but I got double now because we read. And I also want to say too, make sure you guys read on your own time, read the appendix, because it got a lot of figure outable field notes, and it also has different stories, other stories in the book as well. So definitely, this is a book that we're going to definitely continue to keep in the. It's right there. It's on. I'm talking about it's in reach. I can reach to it, grab it. Oh, let me see what she said about this right here. Oh, yep. And I love all the books that we've been reading. Like, I feel like they're textbooks now. It's kind of like being in school, and like I don't have to read the book from front cover to the back cover, but now I can just open it up and be like, okay, I need to hear something about excuses, because I've been making a lot of excuses lately. Let me go read a chapter about excuses. Or I ain't been believing in my dream a lot lately. I feel like I'm imposter syndrome, like Maya Angelou. Let me go read a chapter about Maya Angelou, how she felt like she was an imposter, and why I'm not an imposter, because if she feel like it, it's okay for me to feel like that too, and know that I can still be successful. So just continuing to learn and grow, and I really appreciate this book club. This has been an awesome read.
Yeah, definitely. And for everyone that is in YouTube, go ahead and put some love in the comments as well.
Comment
and really quick, Elisa said, I set myself down and I did my 10-year goals. And it was so uncomfortable, but I know what I want. Absolutely. And if you haven't did your 10-year goals yet, you may want to go ahead, and meditate on that thing. Go ahead and write down, your 10-year goals that you want to accomplish, and then reverse engineer that thing. 10 years, you may want this. Well, within 10 years, how are you going to get what it is that you want? Okay, so I need to accomplish this in 8 years. I need to accomplish this in 5 years. I need to accomplish this in 2 years. I need to accomplish this in 6 months, and really just, reverse engineer. So I hope that these takeaways really resonated and helped you all. We do these live book reads every single Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon. Tomorrow, we actually have an author of our next book coming by, Ash Cash. So we are super excited about that. He's going to be letting us know how we should attack this book. All right. This is one of his recommended book as well, Hustlenomics. And it was inspired by Nipsey Hussle. So Nipsey Hussle became like one of my he's definitely an inspiration. And just to be, completely honest, I actually didn't know too much about Nipsey Hussle before he passed. I knew like of the name, but I didn't really know too much about him. And so once that did happen, I really just started doing my research and started listening to this. And I'm like, yo, this man is dope. This man is very inspirational. So the fact that he wrote this book about him, I'm like, okay, I'm super excited to get into it. But not only does he have a reading portion, he has an action step portion as well. So make sure that you guys do tune in with us tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon. Come with your questions as well. This is the opportunity to ask an author, a 4-time best-selling author, questions about his books, about, the mindset behind a lot of the things that you may have questions about, on your journey. So looking forward to it.
Talk about abundance, talk about he can teach you how to become your own author. Right? Man, when I tell you this dude know a thing or two about a thing or two, that's my guy. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. And shout out to everybody on YouTube that's tuned in with us today. We do these, like you said, we do these live book reads every day, Monday through Friday. You can tune into with us on Zoom, or you can just join us on Facebook in our private group, Higher Learning, HighLife Book Club. So
yeah. Word of the day. What is the word of the day?
Figure outable. You did that, Marie. You did that. Figure outable. Everything is figure outable.
Yeah. And with that being said, y'all have an amazing Thursday. Do something today that your future self would thank you for. And please don't forget to
put some respect on your mind.
On your mind.
Hey.